Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the H&H podcast channel. Obviously, this isn't your regularly scheduled podcast episode. I just thought it'd be fun to, put a cool little video on this channel of me predicting the MLB playoffs. Since the MLB playoffs starts tomorrow as I'm recording this, I thought it'd be fun, to just, predict the standings, Now, if you guys have been keeping up with this MLB season, it has been absolutely crazy. We have Albert Pujols hitting 700 career home runs. He's up to 703 now, regular season home runs. We have Aaron Judge, some might say has the single season home run record in 62, but, smart people say that Barry Bonds still has it. But even then, him hitting 62 home runs is absolutely crazy. And we have Miguel Cabrera hitting for 3,000 hits and, him, continuing his legendary career. This season has been wild. We have the Mariners making the playoffs for the first time since 2001, and we have the Phillies making the playoffs for the first time since 2011. So a lot of droughts being broken here. A lot of crazy records, like the Dodgers winning 111 games is wild. The Astros back on top in the AL West. They never left, but they're going back to winning 100 plus games. This season has been absolutely wild, but I'm here to predict the playoff picture. As far as the AL wildcard picture goes, I don't know much about the Guardians and the Rays. I know Jimenez for the Guardians has been, super clutch for them. He's been, a rising star. The first full season he's played as a big leaguer, he's been really good. But the Rays has been super good as of late. They've been on a cold streak lately, but they've kind of cemented their, wild card berth. So I don't really want to take into too much account of them, skidding lately. I'm going to go with the Rays in this one, mainly because I just think the Rays are better. They have more playoff experience. They've been to the World Series just in 2020. So some might call that a bubble appearance, but I think it's, well warranted. I'm going to go with the Rays in this playoff matchup. And for the Mariners and the Blue Jays, last year the Blue Jays, I thought they should have, easily gotten in the playoff. But, the Red Sox ended up going to the ALCS, and the Yankees, were pretty not great. They still made the wild card, but they weren't great last year. I easily thought the Blue Jays could have, done way better than they did last year. But they lived up to their potential this season and ended up making the postseason. I'm going to go with the Blue Jays in a sweep in this one, mainly because I just think they're way, way better. They have a way better pitching staff, and they have way better hitters on that team. Julio Rodriguez is amazing in his own right, but I don't think he can carry that whole team, to a wild card win over the Blue Jays. So I'm going to go with the Blue Jays in this one. Now, the Cardinals and the Phillies, if you guys have listened to the podcast, I am a Cardinals fan. I'm going to try and stay as unbiased as possible in these predictions, but again, I just think the Cardinals have been super consistent throughout this entire season, so I'm going to go with the Cardinals in this one. I do think the Phillies can take a game because the Phillies have amazing hitting in that lineup with, Bryce Harper, Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, so and more. But I think the Cardinals with the pitching lately, Jose Quintana, I'm obviously not saying that right, but getting him from the Pirates, hey, he's been huge the past month. He's, letting under 1 earned run per game. He's been phenomenal. And, Jordan Montgomery has been amazing since we traded for him. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals. It'd be amazing to see Albert Pujols and Yachty and Wainwright in their careers on a World Series. So I'm going to go with them. The Phillies are good, but I just think the Cardinals are better. And the Mets, I'm going to take them in a sweep without Fernando Tatis. They still got the postseason without him the entire season, but not having him in a postseason run really hurts the Padres in this one. And I think the Mets are just the best team out of these 8 teams that we have right here. I think the Mets are super, super good. So I'm going to go with them in a sweep over the Padres. Now moving on to the division series for both conferences. We have, based on my predictions, we have the Astros and the Blue Jays. Now the Astros have been phenomenal, keeping up with the same trend that they've been for the past half decade. The Astros are just absolutely phenomenal, even after losing Carlos Correa in the offseason. they still have Jeremy Pena to just plug in, and he's been a super good prospect for the Astros. I'm gonna pick the Astros. Do I want to pick them in 3? I just went on about how good the Blue Jays are. I'm gonna pick the Astros in 4. I think the Blue Jays are too good to get swept, even against the Astros. So I'm gonna go with the Astros in this one, to go back to the ALCS for however many times in the row that they've done it. The Yankees and the Rays, a good old AL East matchup. I'm gonna go with the Yankees. I think this could go the whole, and I'm not really taking into account like home wins and away wins or whatever. I just really am predicting how many games it goes and whoever wins. So I'm going to pick the Yankees in 5 here. I do think the Rays are good enough to, take it the full length against the Yankees. The Yankees have been struggling as of late. You can blame it on injuries. You can blame it on whatever. And I think the Rays can take advantage of that and take at least 2 games. But I am predicting that the Yankees go on to the ALCS against the Astros. And we've seen the Astros and Yankees have amazing series in the past. The Mets and the Dodgers in this first NLDS. I think the Mets are super, super good when they're healthy. Scherzer, DeGrom, Taijuan Walker, all of those pieces in that rotation are amazing. They have one of the best rotations in the entire league, and they have good hitting on top of that as well. They have Pete Alonso, they have Francisco Lindor, who's been on one pretty much the whole second half of the season. And I think the Mets are super good. They did, get swept by the Braves recently and did choke the series lead on that. But the Dodgers have been consistent the entire season, winning, like I said at the beginning, winning 111 games is like, we haven't seen that many wins in the NL since the early 1900s. That's how good they've been this season. But I am going to go with the Dodgers. I do think the Mets can take it the full length of the series against the Dodgers, but I just think the Dodgers are the team to beat right now not just in the NL, but the entire MLB. So I am going to go with the Dodgers to edge out the Mets in this series. I do think it could go 5. But I'm gonna give the Mets the benefit of the doubt and have the series go the full 5. The Cardinals and the Braves. As much as I love my Cardinals, the Braves are phenomenal. They're not only just the second best team in the NL. I think they're the second best team in the entire MLB. That's how good the Braves have been this season. When healthy, they have Austin Riley, what's his name, Acuna Jr. up in center. They have Matt Olson, who's been on one. They have Ozzie Albies when he's healthy. Max Fried, Kyle Wright. Just that whole team. I can name off many more, but that whole team is amazing. I'm going to predict another 5-game series here. As much as I hate picking against my Cardinals, I would love to see, Pujols end his series, end his career out on a ring. But I just think the Braves are amazing, and I would love to see another NLCS between the Braves and the Dodgers. Now on to the championship series of my predictions. This would be a dream scenario for any baseball fan. The one in the 2 seats from both sides: Yankees, Astros, Braves, Dodgers. This would just be immaculate baseball to watch. The Yankees and the Astros. The Astros have been consistent all season. They've been a phenomenal hitting team. Their pitching is usually also not just as good, but amazing at that. I'm gonna go with the Astros in either 6 or 7. As much as I would love to see the Yankees in the World Series and see Judge end his phenomenal season on a ring, I think I'm gonna go with the Astros in 7. I think the Astros are better, but I really could see this going either way, just depending on baseball is all about who the hotter team is at the moment. Sometimes the better team isn't always gonna win. You'd say that about any sport, but especially with baseball, with games being every day, is what I was trying to say there. It just really depends on who the hotter team is at the moment. And the Yankees can get hot, the Astros can get hot. It depends on who's hotter at the moment. But I'm going based off who I just think is better and who will come out top on the series. I will go with the Astros because the Astros are just one of the most consistent franchises the past half decade in the MLB. So I'm going to go with the Astros. With the Dodgers and the Braves, as good as I think the Braves are, I just think the Dodgers this season are that much better. I think the Dodgers are this season have been one of the best teams we've ever seen. It's just, I know I'm gassing up the Dodgers here, but the Dodgers are absolutely amazing. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers in 6. I think that's fair. I don't know. I could see the Dodgers, winning in 7. I could see the Braves winning in 6 or 7. I think it could go either way with the series. There's just so many good teams in the MLB this year. But I am going to go with the Dodgers to win this in 6. And we move on to a Dodgers-Astros rematch from 2017. That series was amazing in its own right. It went the full 7, and that I think that game, it was either game 3 or game 4, where it was like both of them scored at least like 13 runs. It was amazing game. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers to win the World Series this season in 7 against the Astros. They get the revenge against the Astros. They do beat them in 7 this season. I just think the Dodgers are, I don't want to say far and away, but I think they are the clear-cut front runner this season, the clear team to beat. The Dodgers are amazing this season, although I think the Astros are the best team in the AL. I just don't think they're better than the Dodgers. So I will go with the Dodgers to win the World Series this season. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video that I decided to put together. I know it's not the regular podcast that you guys are expecting, but just something to put out for you guys, since our next podcast will come out after I think it will come after the wild card is over, if I'm not mistaken. But even then, it will come out after the playoffs have begun. So I appreciate you guys watching. The next podcast will come out on Wednesday, so look out for that. And I appreciate you guys watching.